Let me quickly talk to you about the Bank of America EIN only $10 million business advantage line of credit. And this is an unsecured line of credit. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, we want to talk about Bank of America EIN only business funding. Specifically, I want to talk to you about an unsecured business line of credit EIN only that can go all the way to $10 million. Okay, let me first give you an overview. So when we talk about Bank of America, we are talking about lines that starts from $10,000. That's the minimum. Okay, and the interest rate as low as 4.5%. This is really good, okay? And when we talk about the terms, you have a revolving line with annual renewal. So the line will renew every year. In other words, Bank of America will take a look at your account once a year and see whether or not your account still qualifies for the requirements of the line of credit. And it's also very important to understand that when you use a business advantage credit line from Bank of America, you're able to bridge the gap between payables and receivables with no collateral required. So when we talk about payables and receivables, we are talking about what? We're talking about working capital. We're talking about short-term liquidity strategy management. How do you manage your short-term liquidity? This is very important. And a Bank of America EIN only unsecured line of credit features revolving loan terms with annual renewal, no cash advance fees, and no interest charges until you use the fund. That's what we love with this funding program. What are the qualifications? Very simple. 2 years in business under existing ownership. This is important. Existing ownership. And $100,000 in annual revenue. Those are minimums, okay? What are the pros and cons? The pros, you have high borrowing amounts, multiple types of financing available. This is really good. Money, 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 right? Money, money, money. Rates tend to be very cheap with Bank of America, and you have long-term financing options available. What about the drawbacks? In our view, the borrower qualifications might be hard to meet because if you are a startup, you're not going to qualify. And if you don't make at least $100,000 a year in annual revenue, you may not qualify. When we speak about $100,000, we're speaking about gross revenue, okay? And the application process is very slow and requires some back and forths, and funds can take time to disperse. So it's all about knowing the pros and cons of this line of credit before applying. Let me talk to you about EIN only business funding at Bank of America in general. Obviously, everybody understands that Bank of America is a financial behemoth, right? They are the second largest bank in the United States by assets, and they have more than 4,500 financial centers and around 16,000 ATMs. So this is one of the largest companies, not just in the country, in the whole world, okay? So when you think about Bank of America, you got to think about a constellation of products, a constellation of funding programs, not only at the personal level, but also at the business level. This is very important to keep in mind. In today's conversation, of course, we are focusing on the EIN only business line of credit, but the bank does offer other programs, other funding programs. For example, they have secured and unsecured business term loans. Those are really good. So those are traditional loans that provide the business borrower with a lump sum of money. So the amount plus interest is paid off over time. And secure term loans require collateral such as business assets. So we're speaking about what? Accounts receivable. We're speaking about inventory. We're speaking about machinery, equipment, you name it. You also have secured and unsecured lines of credit. So in today's conversation, obviously I'm talking to you about the unsecured line of credit, but please do remember that you can also access a secured line of credit. In other words, you can collateralize the line of credit if you have assets to back it up. Bank of America also offers SBA loans. So those are loans that are guaranteed by the SBA and designed to help small businesses access rates and terms they may not otherwise be able to. So here, the government of the United States, through the Small Business Administration, will back up the loan. Bank of America also has a commercial lending program. So this is kind of cool for businesses that are small to mid-size but making more than $1 million a year. Okay, so anytime you hear the word commercial, you got to think about size. So they're no longer talking about small business lending, but businesses that are making a little bit of more money. Okay, so $1 million seems to be the cutoff for a revenue in terms of being considered for the commercial lending program at Bank of America. We also have equipment financing. We have business auto loans, so you can actually use this loan to purchase or refinance a business vehicle through Bank of America. They also offer healthcare practice loans. Those are for people in the healthcare industry. And so I'm just giving you the variety of EIN only business funding programs that are offered by Bank of America. Let's talk about eligibility. So obviously we are still having a conversation about Bank of America EIN only $10 million business advantage line of credit. So what are the conditions to fulfill before being eligible for this program? So to have a good chance of qualifying for a Bank of America business loan or line of credit, the bank recommends that you meet the following minimum requirements. Those are minimum, very important. I want you to write it down right now. So the time in business, 2 years. So if you are a startup or a very young business, you will not qualify for this line of credit. Business revenue, $100,000 per year. This is if you're looking for an unsecured loan or line of credit. And $250,000 per year for a secured loan or line of credit. So we're speaking here about gross revenue. Okay, everything is gross. In other words, pre-tax revenue. Your personal credit score, if you decide to go because when it comes to the business line of credit, you can go EIN only or without EIN. If you decide to do it without EIN, your personal credit score must be minimum 670 or 525 if you have an MPR with the bank. Okay, minimum 525 if you have a multi-product relationship with the bank. Okay, and one thing I also want to say is that Bank of America overall, they pay attention to 5 things. Are you interested in this product? Talk to me. This is a big decision time. Right now, you're listening to me. You're looking at your financials. You're thinking about your sector. You're thinking about your company's liquidity situation. Are you interested in this EIN only? $10 million, that's the maximum amount, business advantage line of credit. Big decision time. If you want to pay attention to 5 things that the bank pays attention to anyway. Those are the 5 C's of a credit. We've covered this on other shows. So the bank will look at your capacity, your capital, your collateral, the conditions, and the character. So the capacity is your ability to service your debt. Do you have enough cash to repay your line of credit? Capital. Do you have capital assets such as cash and equipment? Here we're speaking about assets, right? Do you have collateral? Do you have assets that you can use as collateral? Accounts receivable, inventory, cash, equipment, commercial real estate. What are the conditions in your sector? What are the macros in your sectors, in your industry, in your sector, right? What's up with the regulatory environment? And we want to talk about the character also. What is your work history? What is your industry experience? What are the bios of the founders of the business? So this is, in a nutshell, what Bank of America will look at, in addition to the pure quantitative requirements. I want to talk to you about rates and fees, folks. We are still having a conversation about Bank of America EIN only, $10 million business advantage line of credit, and I want to talk to you about the rates and fees. Money. This is why we're here, right? Bank of America offers various secured and unsecured loan products to potential business customers. And the rates and fees actually depend on the kind of products that you sign up for. Okay, so if you go for the Business Advantage Term Loan, basically you will be the rates for that program starts at 4.75%. And if you sign up for AutoPay, you can have discounts all the way to 0.75%. That's really good. In other words, Bank of America will shave 0.75% off your APR. This is really good. For the secured business loan, you have rates starting at 3.5%. And this makes sense because the APR here is low because the loan is collateralized, right? So if you collateralize a loan, chances are you are going to have a lower APR. And if you sign up for the Business Advantage line of credit, which is the focus of today's show, the interest rates will start at 4.5%. Again, you can still benefit from the 0.75 auto-pay discount if you have a relationship with Bank of America, which I strongly suggest that you do. We also have the secured business line of credit. Here, the APR will start at 3.75. So those are lines that are collateralized, and the minimum here is 25,000. And the maximum, there's no maximum. It really depends on the value of the underlying assets. When it comes to equipment loans, rates there starts at 3%. Again, rates are kind of low if the loan or the line of credit is collateralized. So an equipment loan is by definition a collateralized loan. So the APR here will start at 3%. And we have business auto loans, another type of collateralized loan. Here we are having rates that starts at 2.99%, and you have the tenor for this loan, the term for this loan can go from 48 to 72 months. It really depends on you. It depends also on the value of the underlying assets. Obviously, if you're financing a car, you wouldn't get the same tenor as if you're financing a light truck, for example. Okay, for commercial real estate, the APR starts around 3%. So you can see that overall, Bank of America is really competitive when it comes to rates and fees for their EIN only business funding programs. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about Bank of America EIN only, $10 million business advantage line of credit. And I want to talk to you quickly about the application process, okay? So you are interested. If you've been listening to me so far and you are still with me, chances are you are interested, right? I have good news for you. The application process at Bank of America is really stellar. They take care of you. They will work with you. Okay, big decision time. How do you do it? If you're interested in this line of credit or a business loan from Bank of America, talk to me about how you're going to do it. Big decision time. First thing is, please go to a branch. Don't try to do things online. You want to go to a branch. You want to shake hands. You want people to know you. You want folks to know something about your business. If you want to do things right, have a business plan. And I'm not talking about having a cheap business plan. I'm telling you to get a compelling business plan written professionally, where you can sell the idea that your business have. You can sell the idea that your business has in terms of not only where it has been, where it is, but where it is going, financially speaking, but also operationally speaking. Very important. Did you hear that? Very important. Operationally and financially. So you might have to provide a few things at the branch. Personal info for each owner, guarantor, and controlling manager, business street address, the time at the current business address, your phone number, your business phone number, your tax ID, that's your EIN, the nature of the business, the date your business was established, the date you acquired the business, number of employees, annual net profit, annual gross sales, and list of outstanding debt obligations. Normally, if you have a business plan replete with financial statements, information about annual net profit, gross sales, business debt, those should be seen in the on the balance sheet, for example, and in the statement of cash flows. Okay, and so how long does the application and funding process take? The thing here is that the short answer is that it might go from a few, let's say 2 days to 2 weeks. It really depends on the products you're applying for. For this Bank of America EIN only $10 million business advantage line of credit, I want you to count at least 1 week. But if you have a relationship with Bank of America, if they have your transactional data, if you have a business checking account, business savings account with them already, they have all your data, things might be a little faster. It can be 2 days or 3 days. But please do things at the branch and ask all the questions you have at the branch. Let's talk about customer service, folks. When it comes to customer service, and when it comes for us, based on our analysis, when it comes to sales and advertising transparency, Bank of America is an impeccable bank. They're very transparent in terms of the price. Price here, what is the price? We're speaking about interest and fees, right? They're very transparent. They put everything on their website. Not a lot of banks, and you can believe me on this one. We have actually covered hundreds of banks here. Not a lot of banks, not every bank will put on their website information about their APR and the loan amounts. And Bank of America does that. So we love it. So in terms of sales and transparency, we believe this is a great, they have a great score of 10 over 10. In terms of customer service and technical support is kind of cool. Also, we give them 9 over 10. They still need to work on those things. But again, this is a big bank. So, if you want the best way to navigate this whole process is to talk to someone at the branch. And so that if you have any question, you can call the person, you can send an email. You don't have to call the 1-800 number. This is just so impersonal. Nobody wants that. If you're borrowing $1 million, $10 million, $100,000, $500,000 from Bank of America, you better have a name that you can call, somebody you can talk to. What about reviews, complaints, and testimonials? This is where Bank of America needs to work on. Obviously, they are a big bank, so you have a lot of reviews online. And in the last few years, they have had some reputational issues that they are working on, that they are constantly improving. And so we believe that there is a lot more to be done to improve this side of the service. We have seen some negative reviews and complaints online, but those reviews and complaints are sort of limited to the consumer realm. If you switch from the consumer realm to the business realm, things are more positive. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that if you are a business customer, chances are you will be taken care of, in our view, way better than if you are an individual consumer. But having said that, the bank overall is working on improving their reputation, their customer service, and this is kind of cool, okay? And one thing I also want to say is that when we talk about Bank of America, they are known for good rates, accessibility, versatility in terms of the service they're offering, the loan products, and people just complain about their fees and their customer service on the consumer side. So what is our verdict here, folks? So in today's conversation, I've been talking to you a lot about the Bank of America EIN only $10 million business advantage line of credit. And our verdict here is that this is a great product. This is a great product if you have the needs. In other words, maximum $10 million. It is unsecured. This is really good. The Bank of America, like many of its peers, Chase, Citibank, Wells Fargo, can offer qualified businesses a broad variety of products and services at low rates. The thing here is that you need to pay attention to the kind of relationship you have already established with Bank of America. Talk to me about that. Big decision time. Do you need this business line of credit? Do you have a relationship with Bank of America? Are you planning to have a relationship with them? Right? Because it's all about having a relationship. What is your business credit score? What is your personal credit score, because as I said earlier, you can actually qualify for this funding program, this EIN only, $10 million business advantage line of credit. You can qualify for it with EIN or without EIN. It depends on how you want to play the game. If you have a perfect credit score at the business level, you can apply on an EIN only basis. But if you feel like your business is struggling in terms of credit score at the business level, but you have a stellar personal credit, you might want to apply with your personal credit. Either way, it's important to understand that the higher the amount, the more security, the more collateral the bank might ask. They might ask for personal guarantee on certain products. It also depends on the macros in your industry. I was talking to you earlier about the 5 C's. It's very important, right? So what are the conditions in your industry? Is your industry on an upward trend or a downward trend? So they pay attention to that. They pay attention not only to the sector trends, but also to the operational trends within your business. Okay, what's going on in terms of cash flows? What's going on in terms of your balance sheet, your assets, your liabilities? Do we see a positive trend there, or do we see a lethargic trend? Well, I can't even talk about trend and talk about lethargic, but you get the point, right? Do we see lethargy or we see movements? So this is very important to pay attention to. Remember that applying for a business line of credit is very easy, because you will decide which line of credit is right for your business and then fill out an application either online or with a business banker. In this case, please do not do it online. Go to a branch or pick up the phone and have a conversation with a live person and explain everything to the person before applying. All right, folks, this is it for today's conversation. I was talking to you about Bank of America EIN only, $10 million business advantage line of credit. I gave you an overview about the program, the business funding programs that are available at Bank of America, eligibility requirements, rates and fees, the application process, how does it go, the client service, and what kind of decision you need to make, whether you should go for this line of credit or not. Thank you so much. I will speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.